thought that I would be talking about new pro wrestling. Will this be a new trend throughout the year? Who knows? Depends on um, free time and interest in wrestling, schedules, working out, and everything like that. But golly, it works out for me because not only am I going to be previewing and predicting tonight's show. I don't know if you really want to say tonight because it's technically tomorrow morning show, but in Japan it is tonight. So yeah, whatever. New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 12 live tonight, January 4th. It's always January 4th. At 3 a.m. And I did not stutter when saying that. 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for all you East Coast people. This is why living on the West Coast is pretty good because it doesn't start till 12 o'clock for me, so I don't have to stay up too late for that. And just when you thought I wasn't mad enough, I'm also going to be reviewing New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 12. So yeah, that's what's going to be a thing. I'm going to review it as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys are watching it live or via the playback, you can give this video a big old thumbs up or hit the subscribe button and make sure you guys share it with your friends on Twitter, Facebook, wherever the heck your friends watch pro wrestling videos or guys who talk about pro wrestling. Anyways, it's time to talk about Wrestle Kingdom 12. Before I get into the Wrestle Kingdom 12 show itself, it's time for me to discuss something about New Japan Pro Wrestling because here's the thing. Let's be real here tonight. Let's not try to kid ourselves. A lot of people, it's going to be their first time watching. Why is it going to be their first time watching? Because of this match right here. Omega versus Chris Jericho. It's going to be the first time watching for a lot of people because of that match that I just put on the screen right there. A lot of people are going to be new to New Japan, and a lot of things that a lot of fans don't get is that New Japan does have a different style than what you normally see out of WWE and their style professional wrestling. And even if you do flavor in the Ring of Honor or the TNA, it's still different. I don't think I can stress that out a lot, how different New Japan's style is. So I have to explain, and I know a lot of people who watch my channel and a lot of people who don't watch my channel, they're like, oh, I already watched New Japan. I don't need this explanation. It's for people who don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. I want those who don't know New Japan Pro Wrestling, who don't understand the style of matches of what you're going to see, have them a little bit understanding. And so that way, when they're watching the show tonight, they're not sitting there watching the never open weight 6-man tag team gauntlet. And they're like, what is going on here? I don't get it, which I can't blame you. So anyways, New Japan Pro Wrestling. One of the major differences that you will see with a lot of the New Japan Wrestling and the presentation that you will see is that a lot of the wrestlers come out and they have like a bunch of people with them. And then you're wondering to yourself, oh, are these people here to cause interference or distractions? For the most part, no. It's because New Japan loves their factions. They have their faction warfare, faction storylines. You know, TNA has been doing this for years where they always like to have major factions feud with each other. New Japan has been doing this forever, where they've always had major factions. It's kind of like going through the hierarchy in the mafia or something like that. So if you want to go face Okada, you got to knock off some Chaos members before you go face Okada. Same with Naito, you got to knock out some LIG members if you're going to freaking go face Naito. That's how it works in New Japan Pro Wrestling. There's a lot of factions, so you're going to see like Okada come out with people. Don't worry, those people don't really do anything in matches unless they're the Bullet Club, because the Bullet Club, they're rebels. They interfere in the matches. So just know, anytime you see a Bullet Club match, just know most likely there's going to be interference in there. Rainouts in this company, the rainouts are in 20-second intervals. 20 seconds. So when it comes down to it, when someone gets out of the ring, it's going to be 20 seconds. It's not a usual 10 count. And normally, to be honest here, when the person is counting from 1 to 20, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really play that much of a factor into the match, but it's just something that you got to kind of be aware of, especially if you're used to the American wrestling style, and you see them like counting out the ring and stuff. Most of the time, they're just out there beating each other up, using the guardrail or setting up some sort of table for a spot later on. That's another thing that a lot of people need to understand. A lot of the referees for New Japan, they're kind of goofy. They don't really, and what I mean is like they don't really pay attention to the rules all that much. They kind of let the performers do whatever the hell they want. Like unless it's like super blatant that they're cheating, then they'll disqualify them. But they really don't care if they like use a table or they use the guardrail or I'm not gonna say this like every match you're not gonna see someone pull out a chair because they won't allow that. But they don't mind if they're setting up a table outside just to throw someone through it. I don't know what it is, but these referees, they're just really, really goofy. Like that's just something you gotta understand. That's why I don't understand. That's why I didn't understand why in the blue hell that they made Jericho versus Omega the no DQ match. I mean, they're going to do a table spot anyways. Maybe we'll talk about that when we get there. And then that's pretty much all I really got to say about, match style and structure for New Japan Pro Wrestling. If someone who is a New Japan fan, maybe they can tell you a little bit more than I could. Oh yeah, there's time limit draws, but most of these matches have 60-minute time limit draws. So there you go. I don't expect any match tonight to go 60 minutes. Maybe the longest we'll get tonight is 40 minutes, and I'm not kidding when I say that. That could be the longest match of the night. So there you go, guys. We're here to talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling. I just wanted to give that out there just for the people, because let's be real here, guys. A lot of people, they're only tuning in just to watch the Alpha versus the Omega. Jericho versus Kenny Omega. Don't try to kid yourselves either, New Japan fans. Like, I hate when New Japan fans be like, no, man. Let's be real. That's one of the main reasons why Wrestle Kingdom 12 is getting so much hype, so much publicity, why it's outsold already Wrestle Kingdom 11 by tenfold. This match has helped out Wrestle Kingdom 12. And you cannot deny that even if you are the diehard of diehard New Japan fans, this match has interest, it has buzz, and it's one of the reasons why Wrestle Kingdom 12, a lot of people are staying up late to actually watch it because they don't want this match spoiled. So I had to explain these rules because I know a lot of people, what you New Japan fans are going to do is when people start complaining about the match structure and then how this thing's going on and how that thing's going on and how, nothing's really going the way that these fans are used to, you're going to sit there and be like, this is why you need to pay attention to the Japanese real net piro of... Stop. Just listen and understand. Not everyone understands New Japan Pro Wrestling rules. And you just got to accept that because sometimes some people just don't like the Japanese style. The Japanese style is a little bit slower, a little bit more realistic than the American style, except when we get to the junior heavyweights because then they wrestle like they're the X division on crack. So that's when it comes down to it. But yeah, anyways, guys, it's time for me to now break down Wrestle Kingdom 12. And I will be doing a live review tonight. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I will be doing a live review tonight of Wrestle Kingdom 12 right after the show, guys. So there you have it. Anyways, let's get started with this one. So looking at the card, we have the New Japan Rumble. I don't know who's going to be in it, so I'm not going to predict anything about the New Japan Rumble. Sorry. I follow New Japan, but not religiously that I can name you all the jobbers and the young boys and everything like that. So the gauntlet match for the Never Openweight Six-Man Tag Team Championship. I'm not a fan of the Six-Man Tag Team Championship. I mean, this belt has been probably one of the belts from New Japan where it's just been like changing the guard way too much. Like, it's like we're on our 7th championship, and this belt was introduced like I want to say like last year. I can't remember because I don't really follow that much of the New Japan undercard. If I'm going to be honest with you, but we had the Bullet Club, Bad Luck Fale, Tamatanga, and Tangaloy taking on Chaos, Beretta, my boy Ishii, and Toru Yano. Michael Elgins teaming up with War Machine, Hanson, and Raymond Rowe. Hanson's an underrated talent. Watch out for that fool. Suzuki Gung, Taichi, Takashi Izuka, and Zack Sabre Jr. versus Taiguchi Japan. Juice Robinson, otherwise known as CJ Parker for all you WWE fans out there. He actually had a good match with Cody at the last Wrestle Kingdom show. Ryusuke Taguchi and Togami Makabe. Oh man, dude. If Ishii and Makabe get in the ring with each other, man, we're gonna get some Wrestle Kingdom 9 flashbacks right there. These fools gonna headbutt each other and stuff. But yeah, no, when it comes down to it, this match right here, I honestly prefer Chaos to win just because I'm an Ishii fan. That's how it just goes with that. But I think the Bullet Club winning here is fine. Like it's between either the Bullet Club or maybe Suzuki Gun. I don't know what route New Japan really wants to go with the Never Openweight Six-Man Tag Tournament. So 3:30 a.m. live. Well, depending on your time zone, that's the Eastern Standard Time zone. But yeah, I don't know where. For someone who is a knowledgeable person on the six-man tag division, can someone tell me where they want to go with this? Because they've just been hot potatoing the belt, so I don't know where they want to go with this. That's just me personally. So I really don't care about this match, but I think the match should be fine. It's going to be one of the longer matches on the card. Maybe a quick match, maybe some funny spots here or there. One match that is going to be really good, in my personal opinion, the Killer Elite Squad taking on Los Lij. I can't say Los. I can't say Inigo Ingobernables. I always suck at that line right there. Lij. I'm just going to go use the Mark American way. LIJ. I'm sorry for all the people that are mad at me for not being able to say Ingobernables. I've tried my best to practice it. I just can't say Los Ingobernables. Maybe that's how I say it. But this match right here, I think is going to be really good. I think it's going to be underrated for a lot of people. We have Davey Boy Smith Jr., otherwise known as DH Smith for all you WWE fans out there, and Lance Archer. If you guys don't know who Lance Archer is, Lance Hoyt from TNA, Vance Archer from WWE. He just combined the two names together. They have been a tag team for quite some time. I want to say this is like their third year being a team together since they've got together, and they've been really good. Lance Archer last year injured himself, so we didn't really get to see much of them. But they have been a really good, solid team, and they're taking on Evil and also the Great Sanada. It's like James Storm gave Sonata character, and now Sonata is just so fucking good and stuff like that. I've always been a Sonata fan, so seeing him in Lij has been such a great transition. It's just so good to see out of him as a performer. Like I really do like what Sonata is doing right now. I don't know if he's ever going to be a top guy for New Japan, but maybe this year New Japan may want to look at him as a you know IC US title contender. That's just my personal opinion when it comes to Sonata. But no, I think this match is going to be pretty damn solid between these two teams. Definitely a sleeper match of the night, and I got Lij taking those tag team titles home. I feel like you got to give Lij some rub here. Evo and Sonata, they're doing good stuff. Naito's in the main event, so you kind of want to, get Lij some momentum going. That's just my personal opinion. So I'll go with Lij winning here. I think they're the team that should win it as well, and stuff like that. Evil's solid. I like Evil. He's not one of my favorite. He's not one of my favorites. Like he's cool. Like he's cool. But I'm all about Sonata, man. Like Sonata. Like you guys know I like Sonata from TNA, so I'm excited to see how he's doing there. And yes, it's the same Sonata. He just changed his look. Like it's crazy if you see him from TNA and stuff like that, you wouldn't even know it's the same person and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go with Lij to win here. Los Ingobernables de Dupont. Up next, we have the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match. Roppongi 3K, Sho and Yo taking on the Young Bucks. This is going to be pretty much just X Division on crack, super kicks, no selling. If you like that style, you can like it. Me personally, I'm not really that. I don't mind a good light heavyweight match. I'm just not a fan of how the Young Bucks structure their matches. That's just me personally. If you're a Young Bucks fan, that's awesome. Good for you. You can like them. For me, I'm just whatever on it. I'm pretty sure they're going to win because you got to get momentum for the BC tonight. So Young Bucks. There you go. I'm sorry, guys. When it comes to certain matches, like I said, I don't really focus too much on the undercard when it comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's just me. It's just hard to kind of get into the undercard stories. For me personally, like most of the stories that I follow are like some of the main stuff. Four-way match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Marty Squirrel, the villain, Hiromu Takahashi, Kushida, and Will Ospreay. This is going to be an X Division on crack steroid match that I talked about. This match is going to be insane. I think it's going to be a fun match. Kushida is one of more underrated. Well, I don't want to say underrated, but I feel like people don't talk about him as much when it comes to like high flyers and stuff. So Kushida, he's going to do some good stuff. I feel like this match is going to be a fun watch. I feel like this is going to be a good time killer, and especially if you're someone that doesn't like this style of wrestling. Like, there's two matches where I can say you need to take a break. You can get up and get up from this. I feel like this is one of those matches. Nothing to insult these performers. It's just more of like, if you already saw the light heavyweight tag team match, which I believe would go on before this, why would you want to see this light heavyweight four-way match? It's pretty much going to be kind of the same type of match, the same type of style. You know what I'm saying? So I really got to go here with. I don't want to say Osprey. It's between Kushida and Hiromu in this situation, but I would go with Kushida a little bit. Just me personally, I would go with Kushida, but I wouldn't be surprised if Marty kept up the win because Bullet Club, they got to do win everything. Actually, no, normally at Wrestle Kingdom's Bullet Club always fails and shit. So yeah, give me Hiromu. Give me Hiromu Kushida. Those are my two choices from there. Alrighty then, guys. And then before we get to the matches that I can actually talk into full detail and maybe explain this story for all you guys, we have Minoru Suzuki versus Hiroki Goto. And the loser haircut and no seconds death match for the never open weight title. I did not make this up. This is a real thing that New Japan has concocted over here, man. Yeah. I don't know how this is going to work because Goto has like no hair. So like, what are they gonna do? Or like, it was like Goto. Like, I know Goto doesn't have any hair. Like, he barely has hair. Like, I don't understand the concept of the like, who is like, like, that's what I don't get. I don't get this, man. Like, I don't get what they're trying to accomplish here, man. Because they both have like no hair. Okay, Suzuki has like no hair, but Goto has like a little, like, has like freaking like at least a mohawk. I don't know why. Suzuki has like no hair. His hair should not be on the line. I understand Goto's hair, but Suzuki, like, I seriously do not know why there's like a loser haircut. But if you guys do not like big men kicking each other's asses, this is the match where you can get up and take a break. But if you're like me, who loves the never open weight thing, because these fuckers don't care, they just headbutt each other, they hit each other with the elbows, and they're stiff as fuck. And really, to be honest, I don't know why it's a death match because their own fucking elbows are dangerous as it is. You're going to enjoy this match because it's going to be fun as hell seeing these two kick each other's ass. It's going to be a fine matchup, but if you're not a fan of these type of matchups, it's completely understanding. Just saying right now, do not be surprised when this match right here is slow as fuck, it looks sloppy, and it doesn't look clean. Because that's how most never open weight matches are. And also, don't be surprised when they're like no selling offense too. When you're sitting there, be like, "What the fuck, man? Why are they taking a punch like it's nothing and stuff like that?" That's how this match is, man. That's just how it is. So I think they're gonna give it to Goto here because Suzuki being angry seems like a fun little route that they want to take. What am I getting a message for now? Sorry about this, guys. I gotta check my messages just to make sure it's nothing too important and stuff like that. Okay, it's the school president. They have to tell me something important about immigration laws in the state of California. Whatever, not important to me. But yeah, so when it comes down to it, let's go with Hiroki Goto for the win here. Yeah, because I honestly don't know why they put a hair match on the line. Like, Suzuki has no hair. We'll move on forward now and talk about matches where I can at least give a little bit more insight and not just like say like, oh, I'm just talking about it because it's on the card. Because to be real here, I don't really follow New Japan's mid card, and I'm not going to act like I know what the fuck is New Japan's mid card. I don't. I used to follow New Japan a little bit when like Lesnar and Shinsuke were there and stuff like that, but when Lesnar had like the fake belt or whatever it's called, but I don't really follow it as much now. So that's just me personally. It's hard to follow. Like, I respect those who do have commitment to it. That's cool that you guys have love and commitment and passion to it. But just know for me, it's like I'm not that much and stuff like that. Suzuki's pretty much is bald, Draven G. He's still pretty much bald. But when it comes down to it, Cody versus Kota Ibushi for the reign of. Oh wait, never mind. Cody dropped the belt because Ibushi didn't want to do no job. That was pretty much why Cody dropped the belt. If anyone wants to try to convince me otherwise, you're dumb. Kota Ibushi was like, I ain't fucking jobbing out to Cody. Hell no. I'm walking out as that Ring of Honor champion, and Ring of Honor is like, oh, well, we don't have a partnership with Ibushi, so change of plans. Dalton Castle, you're the Ring of Honor champ, and Cody, you're just going to face Ibushi in a special attraction match. I truly believe that's what happened, is that Ibushi was like, no, I'm not doing the job. And you don't think Ibushi has powers in New Japan, you're fucking kidding yourself. Especially over a gaijin like Cody, who is just there to pretty much be an American filler placeholder so that way Kenny Omega doesn't lose to the main event guys. That's pretty much what Cody's there for. He's an American guy, just like Omega. Probably has more of a name recognition than Kenny Omega does. But he's someone that wrestling fans can kind of know and know who the hell he is and kind of recognize from his time in the WWE. They look at Cody, they say, hey, he can take pinfalls that Kenny Omega doesn't need to take, so Omega is not hurt in the in the process. But at the same time, we still get the American eyeballs and the American viewers watching and showing interest. So yeah, Blue Knight says I'm only seeing it because of Chris Jericho. Yeah, you know you're a hardcore wrestling fan when you're playing WWE 2K and listening to Chase talk about Wrestle Kingdom. I don't think listening to me talk about Wrestle Kingdom is like makes you a hardcore fan. Is Dalton Castle any good? Asked by Draven G before we talk about it. He's a solid performer. I wouldn't say world champion performer, but he's solid. Definitely say he's an ROH TV champion for life type of dude. And that's not a bad thing to be a mid carder for life. It's always good. You know, some wrestlers have made livings off being mid carders. But yeah, so Cody versus Ibushi. I think this is going to be a really good match between the two. And Ibushi ain't doing no job. If Ibushi does the job, then I'm wondering why the hell did they make Cody lose the ROH title? Because it just makes no sense to me. Up next, we have Hiroshi Tanahashi, the ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling, taking on who? Like seriously, put that Guardians of the Galaxy scene on right now. Who? Conor McGregor. Who the fuck is he? Tanahashi, the ace. Tanahashi taking on Jay White for the Intercontinental Championship. I no words really to be. I know Jay White is one of the younger boys, and he's served his time in the dojo and everything like that, and he's gone elsewhere and he's done pretty well. But for real, like man, like good for this guy, 25 years old, and he's getting the title shot against what's it called? He's getting the title shot against Tanahashi. That's a good thing for this young man. I'm pretty sure if you told Jay White at the beginning of 2017, hey, next year around this time, you're going to face Tanahashi for the IC title, he'd laugh at you. But yeah, no, Jay White, he's getting the IC title shot against Tanahashi, and I know why. I feel like the reason why New Japan is giving the title shot to Jay White is because they're trying to build up their new American face. They're trying to build up their new Gaijin because they're afraid of, oh, we'll get to him a little bit. We'll talk about Kenny Omega and the future of him in New Japan for a little bit. But man, dude, I wouldn't be surprised, man. If I'm not saying Tanahashi's losing. No way Tanahashi's losing. But I'm not surprised that New Japan put a Gaijin in this location because they need to build up more American faces, and they realize that they struck lightning with Kenny Omega, and with Kenny Omega doing so well in the G1 climax, and then his big match with Okada last year, which helped Omega get over the spectrum and stuff like that. I think that they look at Jay White and they see him as someone that can be like Omega, and if he puts on a great performance with Tanahashi out of all people, it helps him out a lot. I'm being that serious. This helps him out a lot because, literally, to be honest, Kenny Omega, if it wasn't for his performance in the G1 2 years ago, it's kind of weird saying 2 years ago for that, but yeah, like if he didn't put on a great performance in the G1 2 years ago, the 2016 G1 Climax, no one would be sitting here and saying, "Oh, Kenny Omega was a great worker." No, it was because people saw what he could do as a worker in that G1, and everyone was like, "Oh man, Kenny, dude, this guy's great." Because let's not kid ourselves, man. In the beginning of 2016, it was so weird. Kenny Omega literally was like a light heavyweight nobody. He beats freaking Nakamura out of nowhere to win the New Japan IC title, and then all of a sudden, it's like Kenny Omega is supposed to be treated like some big star. Like no one was really taking him seriously. Like the Japan fans liked him, but he wasn't over until after the G1 climax. That's when he got over as a wrestler. So White, when it comes down to it, Jay White, Draven G, I would be surprised if they gave it to Jay White. Maybe at another show where it's not so big because they don't want the eight. Tanahashi's still with the ace. You know, I'm not saying he's the face because that's Okada right now, but he's still the ace of the company. You know, he's their trump card. I don't think they would want to hurt the trump card on the biggest show, but I do think they want to make sure that I think they looked at Jay White. They said, hey, this guy can get the Omega type of fire. This guy can do well against Tanahashi, get some buzz. Tanahashi, you know he's gonna put a good match with everyone. You know, that's just who he is. He works really hard. It's hard, especially on big stages, it's hard to say, oh, Tanahashi had a bad match. Tanahashi has had good matches with a lot of people. And I feel too, like with the but the previous Wrestle Kingdoms where Tanahashi has been losing, you know, the last time he won was Wrestle Kingdom 9, where he told Okada that he's still the man of this company, bitch. You're not ready for my spot. One of my favorite post-match promos ever was Tanahashi burying Okada. You're not the man yet, baby. I am still. Good shit. But I feel with Tanahashi losing the past two previous Wrestle Kingdoms, you know, one to Okada to finally submit Okada as the man in some sense of the word, and then Naito, so Naito could get his revenge for not only what Tanahashi did at Wrestle Kingdom 8, but all the nerdy talk and stuff like that. So I think Tanahashi, he's gonna go and win this match just because, out of respect, and then maybe drop it to someone else to recover from his injuries, and then come back and dominate the G1 and become the man at Wrestle Kingdom 13 because he's still the man, baby. But I think New Japan's looking at Jay White and they're hoping that he can end up being like Kenny Omega, strike fire, you know, get the fans to really believe in him and really get the people to like think like, oh, this guy could be something special. I mean, he's young, and especially too because your future with Kenny Omega in New Japan, it's kind of up in the air. It's kind of in question. Uh, we don't know if Kenny Omega is still going to be employed with New Japan. We're gonna, like I said, we'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later on. Well, actually, coming up pretty soon. Actually, like I don't think there's other matches I have to talk about besides this one, and then the other. Yeah, so pretty much up next, we're gonna talk about that. But yeah, Kenny Omega's future is up in the air, and if anyone wants to deny that to me, go right ahead because I feel like New Japan's just holding their breath and hoping that he will re-sign with them. Because up next, we're going to be talking about one of the only reasons why a lot of people are tuning in tonight, like I said before, the Alpha, Chris Jericho, taking on the Omega, Kenny Omega. Chris Jericho got some heat before this match, dedicating this match to Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero. Look, Jericho had like a special relationship with Benoit. Um, let him be. I don't agree with him doing that, but let him be. He's not doing anything wrong. He just had a special friendship, a special relationship with that man known as Chris Benoit. So let him dedicate whoever the fuck he wants to dedicate matches to. But yeah, when it comes down to it, Omega versus Jericho. This is great business between both these men. Do I think this will be the match of the night? I don't know. I feel with the name value in there, this is going to be for the Americans the match of the night. But when it comes down to, let's be real here, Jericho is not the same performer he was, let's just say, like 5 years ago. Kenny Omega is really good, but I don't. I feel like the no DQ was added on there for a reason, and I feel like this match is going to be fine. But at the same time, I don't think it's going to be anything too fucking special. That's just me personally, and it's not me trying to hate the match. I just look at the card. I feel like that Cody versus Ibushi will probably blow this match out of the water. And then not only that, I feel like that uh, Naito and Okada is being slept on way too much, which for good reason, because let's be real here, a lot of people are more interested in the Alpha versus Omega than they are really Naito versus Okada. But when it comes down to it, between Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, a lot of people were questioning what New Japan was going to do with Kenny Omega, especially when he lost the G1. A lot of people were like, okay, he got his win over Okada this year. Granted, it wasn't for the title, but he got his win over Okada this year, and a lot of people thought that he would go on and feud with Ibushi um, at Wrestle Kingdom this year because a lot of people were saying, oh man, you know, Ibushi came back. He was a surprise enter in the G1. Kenny Omega specifically called him out in the G1, said, hey, I want my old friend to meet me in the finals. He didn't meet them in the finals. And after the G1, you know, when Kenny Omega was walking to the back, Ibushi went to go check on him, and then Kenny Omega pushed him away. So a lot of people thought, oh, this is the route they're going to take. But then as like the other New Japan shows were going on, it felt like that wasn't going to be the direction that New Japan wanted. Like they weren't going to go down the Ibushi and Omega route. They were saying to themselves, "No, we're not doing this match right here. We're not going to do Omega versus Ibushi." So a lot of people wondered what they were going to do, and then all of a sudden, Chris Jericho broke the internet, or broke the wrestling internet for at least like a few hours. When all of a sudden Jericho challenged Kenny Omega, and the match was official for Wrestle Kingdom, and it got buzz, and it helped sell out the show. Well, I don't know, sell out the show, but it helped sell the show a lot faster than it did last Wrestle Kingdom. Because really, to be honest, when I look at this match right here between Omega and Jericho, I say to myself, this is great business by both men because Here's the thing. Kenny Omega is well known by the hardcore wrestling circles. But in the casual circles, a lot of people still don't know who Kenny Omega is. Chris Jericho, though, is a huge professional wrestling star for a lot of the casual wrestling fans. So a lot of them probably look at this and say, oh, Chris Jericho's fighting who? On New Japan what? Man, I gotta check this out. And granted, maybe this is something that, doesn't really boom and stuff like that. Maybe it gets like just a few 100,000 more people to check out the show, but that's 100,000 more people than you didn't have. Just being real with you here. I know 100,000 is a far reach number, but I'm just picking a number randomly off the top of my head. But the thing is, though, with Kenny, this match is going to be placed on YouTube. You know that this match is going to be put on Facebook. You know that this match is going to be spread out there. And New Japan knows it, and Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, they know it too. How many people actually watched Omega versus Okada last year legally? Both their matches. I know a lot of people watched those matches on YouTube. They didn't watch those matches when they first aired. And it helped Omega's stock. Now just picture those matches going around free on the internet, and it's Omega versus Chris Jericho, a name people can reconnect to. So even though if you weren't the initial people that watched this match live, you can be an extra more people who watch this match via the replay. And when you look at the replay numbers for Okada versus Omega, let me go Google this. Like, I'm pretty sure they have like a good viewing. If I type in Okada versus Omega, they have like at least a good amount of what's called views. Yeah, like 82K views, 374K views. The highlights have 73K views, and that's just for Omega versus Okada 2. That's just Omega versus Okada 2 when it comes down to it. Even Dave Meltzer's thoughts on this 162. This is all the Dominion, and they have like, if you combine these views together, almost to 1 million views. It's like 850. So yeah. Well, I think so, Draven. I don't think Chris Jericho is going to do anything else in New Japan. If anything, this match helps Kenny Omega's stock. And it gives Kenny Omega leverage, saying, hey, look at what I did for you guys. Yeah, I'm not the top guy, but I was able to get a guy like Chris Jericho, a huge American star, to come and face me. So, what you gonna do about this? Because my contract's coming up, and as much as I've been saying to the outside media that I'm not going to WWE, I'm pretty sure that this is a good thing for me to go to the WWE. Because let's be real, Kenny Omega may have some regards and some angst maybe going to WWE, but if he saw how AJ Styles is doing in WWE, and he sees how they're doing, and he feels like, hey, I can make a huge impact right off the bat, he could possibly leave. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kenny Omega left. And don't tell me, no, he's not going to leave. It is possible. Yeah, you may have to stay a little bit extra longer to drop the United States title to Cody or Ibushi or to someone like that. But man, it could happen. And that's what some fans are not realizing and kind of understanding with that. This match right here is the Kenny Omega showcase to show that, hey, this is a good thing for Kenny Omega. This is so that way Kenny Omega can see what his worth is out there. He's going to be the reason why a lot of people are watching Wrestle Kingdom tonight. He's going to be the reason why a lot of people are tuning in. He's in the match. That's the reason why this show sold out faster than the last show, or sold more tickets, I should say. I should stop saying sell out. I'm sounding like I'm promoting New Japan or something. That's why, man, with Kenny Omega, this match right here is kind of like his barometer and kind of like his little highlight tape that he can show to Vince and say, hey, man, I'm worth this much money. I'm worth the main roster. Put me in the Rumble. And don't say, oh, well, it'll be kind of impossible for Omega. Like, who would have thought that after AJ Styles had that match with Nakamura, that all of a sudden he would be in the Royal Rumble? I'm just saying, man. Who would have thought that, man? So when it comes down to it, man, I feel Kenny Omega's going to win. But I wouldn't be surprised if something happened with Cody tonight where Cody attacks him. And then Omega drops a U.S. belt soon. And then afterwards, we see Omega take his talent somewhere else. I wouldn't be surprised. And quite frankly, I wouldn't. But I think this match is going to be fine. But I got Kenny Omega winning. Not too much Dynasty 215. I'm just talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 12. So yeah. Hopefully all these New Japan fans are enjoying it. I don't know, like I don't know if I'm really talking that well about this. Like just my personal thing. I don't like I said, I don't follow undercard New Japan, but hopefully hopefully I'm doing a good job and stuff like that. That's possible, but I wonder if they're gonna make some kind of deal where WWE can borrow Omega for a match like they did with Liger a few years ago. Nah, I feel like Vince nowadays he either wants you full time or he doesn't want to because why would Vince want to borrow you if he could just buy you, you know? And especially if he's gonna borrow I'm sorry, it's not like borrowing Brock Lesnar for like $1 million a year. That's like he's not gonna pay Kenny Omega like 700 to 800K a year just to borrow him. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes no sense. And then for a one-off, like, are you really gonna tell me Kenny Omega's worth like 500K? This ain't Goldberg we're talking about here that gives nostalgia pops. All right, this ain't no Attitude Era wrestler that can give the fans nostalgia. This is Kenny fucking Omega. Just being real here, like no offense, like Kenny Omega is not Goldberg. Like that. Not trying to insult you, Draven. I'm just trying to say like, why would Vince want to just borrow you when he could buy you? Man, they better borrow Okada one time. Speaking of which, it's time to talk about the main event. Okada versus Naito. Oh, Naito. The journey of Naito. If you guys don't know the journey of Naito, this one YouTuber named Showbuckle made a video, but I'm just going to explain it really quickly. So, this is the match that everyone is talking about. Everyone's like, oh, you know, Naito, the story of Naito, the redemption of Naito. This is where Naito finally redeems himself. And you guys don't know the story of Naito, well, sit down, relax, because I'm going to tell it in abridged form instead of going deep. So in 2013, Naito won the G1 Climax, and he was going to go main event against Okada at the time at Kingdom 8. Wrestle Kingdom 8. Okada, though, was still young himself and wasn't really ready for the main event. And the New Japan fans started taking a piss on Naito and booing him almost every second. You want to talk about Roman Reigns level of heat? Naito was Roman Reigns back in 2013 heading into 2014. So New Japan, afraid of this, was like, LOL, we're going to have a fan vote between Naito and Okada, or you can watch Shinsuke versus Tanahashi for the IC title. So guess which one? Shinsuke versus Tanahashi. Because one, Okada was still not the man yet. And two, Naito, he was Roman Reigns at this time. He was nuclear, and New Japan didn't want that. Okada ended up beating Naito. Naito ended up losing his never openweight championship, which he won in the meantime and stuff like that. And fans started to turn on Naito. At Wrestle Kingdom 9, AJ Styles beat Naito. Naito made friends with some Hispanics, went down to CMLL, and formed Los Ingobernables. Sorry if I butchered that again. Like I said I couldn't say it well. And then all of a sudden, Naito came back, started acting like he didn't give a fuck. Pretty much just was acting like some badass because he was just like not caring, doing this, started doing this. He just didn't care. He was just pretty much just someone that like at work that you do that was just like, oh, I don't care about anything. You know, I work my ass off and yet I come back and this is the treatment I'm going to get. So I ain't gonna work on my ass off. That's pretty much what Naito was doing. He was just trying to like stick it to the brass. And so then through all this time, Naito won some titles. He won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, ended up losing it to Okada. And then afterwards, he won the IC title, and he started throwing it, and he didn't care about winning the titles. And it's funny to me, like, everyone gets mad when, like, Roman Reigns holds the belt like this. They're like, that's just disrespect to the WWE Intercontinental title! Yet Naito can throw the IWGP title, and everyone's like, Naito! Like, it's so weird. I don't understand it. But yeah, so pretty much Naito pretty much is like pissed off, mad against the world. He took on Tanahashi at the last Wrestle Kingdom 11. But as well, Kenny Omega was kind of in the same situation, but he wasn't hated like by the fans like Naito was. It was just pretty much like Okada was taking on Omega, and Tanahashi said, "Hey, why don't we do a fan vote like last time? You know, Naito, you could get that Wrestle Kingdom main event you wanted." And then Naito was like, "Fuck no, I don't want no Wrestle Kingdom main event for the IC title. This is so no, this is stupid. Fuck that shit." Like Naito pretty much just said no. Naito got his revenge, beat Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom, and now Naito won the G1 again, and then pretty much now he's going to get his main event that he's always wanted. He's pretty much CM Punk, but in storyline sense. He's getting his main event against Okada, the longest reigning New Japan Pro Wrestling champion, the IWGP Heavyweight champion that doesn't seem to lose. So when it comes down to it, you would think Naito's going to win, right? We're going to have Naito win. And yeah, it would be a good story, but fuck that shit. Okada's sponsored by Bushy Road, damn it. LOL Rainmaker. Okada wins. Look, I think Naito winning would be cool and all, but honestly, man, I don't see them taking the belt off Okada at this point. And if Naito wins too, he's just gonna drop it real quickly. It's not like they're gonna get Naito the belt for a long run. They're just gonna give Naito a filler title reign, and that's it. And frankly, I feel like it would add more to Naito's story if he still had to chase something. Even I always say too that Naito's story ended when he won the IWGP Heavyweight title because it was just pretty much like he got what he wanted. But then afterwards, like the belt didn't matter, and now he's in the main event, and now I'm supposed to like him all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Like, eh. But it's a good story nonetheless. But I feel like New Japan's just gonna have LOL Okada win because it's Okada. Can't have Okada. You're new man of the company. And plus, this needs to be the year where they give Okada the super Tanahashi treatment and they just have no sell and job out everyone. I think it'd be great. So yeah, I got Okada winning. I wouldn't be surprised if Naito won, but I got Okada. I'm gonna stick to my guns here. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my preview and predictions of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 12. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I hope I talked about New Japan pretty well for a lot of you people, hopefully. But yeah, so for just a little bit, we're gonna answer some fan questions here. So we're gonna take off the poster, we're gonna put on the chat. Ask your questions for anything. Doesn't have to be Wrestle Kingdom 12. For all you guys that are gone because it's like, oh, I don't want to hear random questions and stuff like that. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon. But for all of those that want to ask me some questions, even if they're not New Japan related, go right ahead. Ask me some questions. I'll be on for another like 15 minutes or so when it comes to some questions. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of one thing will fall. Well. My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke went in a high note. There's level to this shit, even you and I know. Bitch, be humble. Been listening to a lot more Kendrick lately. Getting hyped for the national championship game. Kendrick's gonna perform at the halftime show, so yeah, I'm like pretty hyped for that. Thoughts on Final Fantasy 15? I like it. I like it so far. I'm just hunting down creatures. The story's kind of eh right now for me, but I'm only on like chapter 3, so I can't really judge it right now. Like I don't judge a story till I finish the game, but so far it's kind of it's like typical Final Fantasy. It's sad that there's no best girl for me to kind of like admire and stuff like that because it always helps when you have a female companion, like best girl that heals you, does your magic shit or kicks ass. It always helps to have one of those, but we just have a bunch of dudes. It's like a sausage fest. It's kind of weird, Draven. Not gonna lie. But yeah, he has a girlfriend, but I want like a best girl teammate. That's how you form connections in these RPGs and stuff like that. Man, dude, I'm so sad. My favorite TV show, well, I don't would say it's my favorite, but one of my favorite goofy shows, The Fosters. They're canceling it, and they're gonna have a spin-off with two of the characters, which is fine with me because the two characters having a spin-off for they're like my two favorite characters on the show. But man, I'm sad, man. That was like one of my favorite garbage shows on TV, the Freeform and stuff like that. I love that. I love the Fosters, man. Oh, 13. I love 13. Then 13 also have my hands, and I will not let you go. And I will not let you go. Sometimes I feel, and I mean it. Like after you beat the final boss, it's like some random ass Leona Lewis song hits. You're like, what the hell? This MLB offseason has sucked. Yeah, man. I don't even know what's like, dude. It's like so lame, dude. Oh, Stanton to the Stan. Like, you know it's bad when the second biggest move is Evan Longoria being traded. I forgot he was still around. Chase, am I the only one that hates ESPN coverage of college football players? I miss when major college bowl games were on ABC. Well, it's the same. It's the same thing. It's just on a different network. It's literally the same. It's not any different because ABC is owned by ESPN, so it's kind of the same thing. There's no difference really, to be honest. I mean, I think ABC is a little bit more polished than ESPN because ESPN fucks up a lot. Like I can't tell you how many sound cues that they missed that pissed me off while watching the college football playoffs. By the way, for all those that are tuning in, just know this is the Q&A portion of the Wrestle Kingdom 12 preview predictions. But you are more than welcome to watch to ask Wrestle Kingdom questions if you want, or New Japan questions. Yeah, I know. No, it's like weird, man. It's like seriously, it's like the weirdest thing ever, man. It's like some freaking like you beat the final boss and some like keep bleeding, keep bleeding in love. It's like what the fuck, Liana Lewis? Why the hell is that playing right now, man? Like, it's like the weirdest thing ever, man. I just never understood it. Yeah, man. And Disney now owns some Fox stuff too, man. Oh man, dude. Yeah, man. Like, I don't know, man. Final Fantasy is they just kind of going all over the place with those say games, man. I don't even know what's like. There's no hype. You know what's bad too? Normally, like people go, "Oh, I can't wait for 16." I haven't heard anyone be like, "Yeah, I can't wait for 16." I feel like 15 is a good stopping point, man. Maybe that should be the Final Fantasy. Who do you think modern finalists for the NFL will be inducted this year in the Hall of Fame? Oh, Ray Lewis, man. He's getting inducted for sure. I want Randy Moss to get into it, but I don't know. Chase, I must know something. What will Disney buy next? Oh man, um, I wouldn't be surprised if they bought WWE. Um, Apple. Do they own anything with Apple? I feel like maybe Disney does own Apple already. I don't think I've looked at the Disney and Apple. I'm gonna look it up, man, because I wouldn't be surprised, man. Mickey Mouse wants some new Macs and everything. Huh. Yeah, man. I'm gonna go with Apple, man. I think Mickey Mouse gonna pull out this money and buy shit, dude. The fuck happened to Final Fantasy's music, man? I wish I could play the clip for you guys. My pick to win the Super Bowl, Patriots. That's like my number one pick. Number two, Steelers, and number three, Watkins. Dude. Well, you know Nomura's working on that shit, so don't even expect Fantasy Seven remake in 2025, man. Nomura's gonna push that shit back to 2030. You know how sad it is, man. Kingdom Hearts 2 came out in 2006. I thought Kingdom Hearts 3 would have came out maybe like by the end of my senior year in high school, like 2011 or something. I'm now a senior in college. I have a fucking goatee. I look like shit. And Kingdom Hearts 3 is still not fucking here. And yet they're saying, oh, it's coming out this year. I don't believe that shit. When everyone tells me, oh, Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out this year, no, I'm not until I see an official date and until I can put pre-order money on that stupid game, I don't believe it. I don't believe there's going to be a Kingdom Hearts 3 this year. But everyone's telling me that it's going to happen. And it's about damn time because seriously, that's so sad to say that the last time in the and I get it, everyone's gonna be like, but Chase, there's Kingdom Hearts 3DS, there's Kingdom Hearts, whatever, and Kingdom Hearts this and Kingdom Hearts that. I'm talking about a main Kingdom Hearts console fucking game. So yeah, yeah. Nomura is going to what's it called, man. You know Nomura, man. He's gonna wait till 2030, man. You ain't get Draven. You ain't getting that Final Fantasy VII remake. I think Nomura's working on it. I know he's doing something, dude. Because you know when Nomura works on something, he takes fucking forever, dude. And I don't know why he takes forever. He just does. He just like loves taking his time. Yeah, man. I've stopped holding my breath on Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, you know, it's sad, dude. Like, where I'm like thinking about like uh my friend Kuda is like kind of skeptical to Orana, because Kuda and I, we're gonna be on Skype. We're gonna watch New Japan together. Kuda is gonna be a New Japan warrior. Which will more likely happen? Bills win a playoff game or Jaguars go to the AFC Championship? Well, one of them they're going to face each other, so we're going to figure out which one's more likely to happen. I think the Bills winning a playoff game is not far out of the reach. Jacksonville hasn't looked good the last 2 weeks, but then again, that's how some teams are, man. Because some teams they stumble their way into the playoffs, and then all of a sudden their coaches say, "Hey, drink this playoff juice," and then they drink it, and then all of a sudden they're good. I think I think people Steeler fans do not. The Steelers are not looking forward to Jacksonville. They know that Jacksonville can kick their asses. They did it before earlier this year. I know everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, the Steelers are different." No, we all know the Steelers. Even though I have them number two, we all know the three Bs. They love taking turns on who's injured, and then there's gonna be a report that Antonio Brown's hamstring's still not 100% and stuff like that, and Le'Veon Bell he hurt his toe putting his cleats on or something like that. You know that's gonna happen. There's always some weird, like, one of the three Bs get hurt. The three Bs are healthy. So, and the thing is, too, Steelers love playing down to their level of competition, and they're going to go like, oh, that's cute. Jacksonville, LOL, they beat up the Bills. We're going to do, no, they're going to kick your asses. That's what I'm saying, like, to people, man. That's what I'm saying. Dude, I'm just saying right now, man, Jacksonville could make the AFC Championship. Those are two legit possibilities. I think Buffalo winning is a better chance because Buffalo at least have momentum going into the playoffs, while Jacksonville has kind of been stumbling. But like I said, some teams that happens to them. They stumble, they drink that playoff juice, and then they do good. God dang, man, what am I getting all these messages for, man? All right, let's see. What else questions do we have? Speaking of that, I picked up the Kingdom Hearts HD collection that has every game for PS4, and maybe 3 will be out by the time I'm done. But those games are not really long. Websites to watch Wrestle Kingdom 12. You can do New Japan World, the official website. AJ Styles. I'm pretty sure you should have a subscription of it. um, but yeah, you should watch. You can watch it on New Japan World. You have to pay at least $9. A little bit cheaper. I think it's like a weird price of like $9.57. But yeah, you can watch it on there. You want to pay it officially. You can go to a streaming website like First Row Sports, Buff Stream. I go on Tombstone 6 and I buy their Elite Bandwidth, which is just $7.95, so I can watch it on my Xbox. Because New Japan World doesn't have an app for their Xbox, but um, Tombstone 6 has a website. You can go onto the website and then you can watch it via there. So that's how I do it. You don't have to do it like that. You can also watch it on Facebook Live. I've seen a lot of people stream a lot of New Japan shows on Facebook Live. So there's many ways of watching it. I'm not like I said, AJ Styles. It's up to you how you want to watch Wrestle Kingdom 12. But those are some ways where you can watch Wrestle Kingdom 12 from legal to illegal ways. And you know, it's the same thing when it comes down to it. But yeah, New Japan World, just know it doesn't have like a network. It's a network, but it doesn't have an app. So do not expect like an app for your phone or anything like that. You can't. You can only watch it via like a Fire Stick if you want to watch it on your TV. But I go to Tombstone 6. They're my number one streaming website when it comes to UFC and WWE and other wrestling promotions. I always stick with Tombstone 6. They never let me down. Great website. I always pay at least $7 for them when I want to watch a major show. Hopefully that helped a lot of you guys who are wondering kind of the same thing. I used to have a New Japan World subscription, but I wasn't really using it that much. Like if I don't use you, I ain't gonna pay money for you and stuff like that. That's how it is when it comes down to it. Yeah, Bengals keeping Marvin Lewis was kind of a goofy move. Like I don't know, man. Like seriously, it was like why? Like just let him go. I feel like they need a new voice. I feel like they need a new direction, that team. But hey, it is what it is. All right, guys. I feel like that's it for the questions for right now. I'll see you all later tonight for my or earlier this morning, early tomorrow morning. I don't know. Just know I gotta take a nap. I'm gonna go watch some Dragon Ball Z on the Funimation app. Gonna watch the Real World Champ. Gotta watch Hercule, brother. Do his thing. Yeah. Gotta watch him destroy everyone in the World Martial Arts Tournament. You know, he's our savior, man. He saved us from Kid Buu. He saved us from Cell and stuff like that. So I could go watch my boy Hercule and stuff like that. But yeah, you can watch it though on your Xbox. You just have to go through the New Japan World on your Xbox browser. I know that because I used to try to do that. It's annoying, but it works. But yeah, I gotta go watch the Real World Champ because you know all these guys they have tricks and mirrors. I'm the real fighter here. Yeah, ain't no one gonna stop me. I'm the one who stopped Majin Buu and Cell. So he's undercover right now. He's saving us from the world right now. He's saving us from the universe. He's in the Universal Tournament arc. You know, everyone says that he's not there, but he's there in my heart. Yeah, Mr. Satan. Yeah, it's so weird watching the original Dragon Ball Z. They always call him Mr. Satan, and I didn't realize that like how bad that was until I was like much older. When you're a kid, right? But yeah, I'm gonna go watch some Dragon Ball Z, take a nap in between, because let's be real here, man. I can take a nap during those episodes where Gohan's learning how to use a Z sword. I'm watching the Buu arc for a reason, because it's nostalgic, okay? Fuck you. It's not the best arc, but it's nostalgic for me, okay? And it's weird without the Falconer score. I can tell you, when Goku was turning Super Saiyan 3 without the Super Saiyan 3 Rip, it was weird as hell. But yeah, so I'm gonna take a nap. I'll see you guys early tomorrow morning for my review of Wrestle Kingdom 12. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you guys are new, hit that subscribe button and give this video a big old thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at ChaseAuto68. Just like former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar, sometimes you don't have to give a shit. And yo!